Well, I think it's time for us to attack Galactus, the Devourer of Worlds, especially since it is the villain of the next long-awaited film, Fantastic Four, one of the most important films of the fifth phase of the MCU. Let's try to know more about this character, better understand him through his story, as well as the events in which he evolves. In short, a new video of character presentations of Marvel Comics, our first episode. It's amazing. Take off your superhero costumes, sit down comfortably, and don't forget to subscribe. I'm Sam, and today we focus on the story of Galactus, the Devourer of Worlds. Enjoy the video. Although today the pantheon of the gods of the Marvel Universe is quite abundant, and we can say diversified, it is important to remember that Galactus was one of the first of this long list. Galactus is a singular being in the landscape of the cosmic entities that make up the universe. He is even quickly considered a divinity, like the Celestials, Eternity, and many others, even going so far as to represent a real threat to all the so-called mortal races that populate existence. But to understand the essence of who Galactus really is, we have to go back in time, to a time when our universe did not exist and where another, well before him, was close to its end. You may be surprised to know that Galactus was originally a simple man with his real name, Galan. Galan is a famous space explorer of the civilization of Taa, a paradisiacal world among the most advanced in the cosmos. Unfortunately, the universe where Galan lived was dying because it was the end of the cycle. You should know that the Marvel universe of comics runs in cycles and takes up the famous theory of the Big Crunch. Contrary to the Big Bang, which symbolizes the birth of the universe and the extension of it, the Big Crunch takes up the idea that at the end of everything, the universe will be so dense due to the infinite expansion of it that it will eventually collapse on itself. It is from this chaos generated at the end of the existence of a universe that a new one can be born. Thus, the end of the near universe announcing the next cycle of existence, Taa, like all other civilizations, faces the inevitable fall of their nation. The collapse of the cosmos decimates the population without anything or anyone being able to do anything. And despite the scientific and technological advancement of Taa, this civilization does not disobey the rule. It is time to accept the end of the universe, but also its own end. Something that Galan very quickly understood. And in an ultimate act to make the glory of his civilization shine, Galan decides to make one last trip, far from suspecting that this ultimate exploration in the idea would mark the beginning of a new chapter in his life. While his crew is decimated by the radiations of universal disintegration, Galan, against all odds, will be approached by the sentience of the universe, the cosmic entity that embodies the personification of the universe itself. Instead, this personification of the universe will choose Galan. Together, they will merge to be reborn in the next universe, and would be the heritage of the old world, present in being part of the next one. And then, this is the birth of a new universe rich in life, but also the birth of a being with immeasurable power, and at the end, cosmic, insatiable. Galactus is then born, even if he will need several millennia to emerge from his sleep. At his awakening, Galactus, now suffering his iconic cosmic hunger, consumes his very first planet. The act is as natural as unconscious. This hunger to survive is now an integral part of his being, a new condition that governs his existence. Galactus will then settle in a new ship freshly built, a ship that better corresponds to his new dizzying size, which he will call Taa 2, his new home, the size of an entire solar system. It is now time for him to dedicate himself to his new role within this new universe. Unsurprisingly, Galactus has many powers, just as incredible as the others, starting with all the raw power he received following his fusion with the sentience of the previous universe. Immortality, cosmic strength, divine endurance, and more. Galactus is able to crush anyone who stands in his way, whether it's celestial being, Odin himself, or even Thanos. It's telling you the extent of his power. In addition, he is even able to manipulate existence to take life or give it, but it is one of his iconic powers. He is also able to influence the condition of the lower beings and elevates them in the rank of God, but finally in part. This is how he gives life to his heroes, including the famous Silver Surfer. More precisely, these heroes are beings to whom Galactus obtains a fraction of his immense power, and this in order to support him in his quest in search for worlds to swallow. Because yes, beyond a quest, it is a necessity. Galactus needs to feed himself with the energy that rich planets offer in life to live. And precisely, feeding on planets, it allows Galactus to to be overpowering again and again, in addition to absorbing his cosmic hunger. In short, the more the Devourer stores energy, the more devastating it is. For example, Galactus has already consumed 4 planets to prepare for a big clash. It then becomes easy to understand the goal of his heroes. They are enlighteners sent to the ends of the universe in search of worlds to devour in time and space, especially since if Galactus does not consume planets, he becomes vulnerable, hence the importance of these same heroes. Naturally, it is during these moments when Galactus is weakened that, for example, the alliance of the Avengers and the Fantastic Four manage to overcome the Devourer. Speaking of Avengers and the Fantastic Four, as a cosmic entity of the Marvel Universe, Galactus normally ranks in the neutral entity box. However, the cosmic hunger of the character has already forced him to become a major antagonist for the living heroes in the planets targeted by Galactus. This is how the Fantastic Four found themselves against the Devourer, which brings us to address a very important element. Galactus does not destroy planets for pleasure, it is a necessity. Unlike other cosmic beings who appeared from the beginning of their existence as divinities, Galactus was originally just a simple man, a mortal. He became a cosmic entity to fulfill a mission that entirely governs Galactus's life. Without being directly aware of it, Galactus, by devouring planets, favors life in the universe. His role is like that of death or eternity. He is also one of the gears that shape the universe as we know it. A neither good nor bad being, a being who undergoes his cosmic hunger, forced to destroy countless lives, and consequently, he is forced to be perceived as a great threat. In short, Galactus participates in the balance of the universe. The most talkative case concerning the importance of Galactus in the universe is the cosmic trial of Reed Richards. Since after defeating Galactus, as said earlier, Mr. Fantastic will choose to spare him and in addition to heal him. An incomprehensible act for the peoples of space who will meet to confront Reed on this unjustifiable choice. Eternity itself will then be forced to intervene to appease the situation. The crazier thing, Galactus is already allied with certain heroes for the good of the universe. And even when Thanos gathers the 6 Infinity Stones, Galactus will be present among the primordial cosmic entities, and this to oppose the Mad Titan. Suddenly, it gives an idea of the extent of the spectrum on which Galactus is located. A villain in appearance who, when we explore his story, reveals himself to be a victim more than anything else. A victim of his own condition, condemned to an insatiable cosmic hunger that pushes him to devour worlds despite him. And I insist on the despite him. Why? Because Galactus is already questioned by the horror caused by his hunger. He will even go so far as to no longer want to consume planets, thinking he's doing well when he's not. An event that will last until death itself ends up pushing Galactus to resume service, reminding him of the crucial nature of his mission for the great good of the universe. Death will even go so far as to affirm that if Galactus felt so bad, felt personally affected by the destruction he continues to cause, it is because he was originally a human. Either a nice way to add a layer of complexity to the character, a human who becomes a divinity whose power exceeds understanding, but who by his new condition seems in a kind of existential tragedy. Condemned to an existence marked by an insatiable hunger, he finds himself trapped in a perpetual cycle of destruction that he has never chosen, where each act of survival, each planet devoured, takes him a little further from his original humanity. And yes, Galactus saw with his own eyes the collapse of his civilization and the death of his teammates, and here he becomes the being who offers this same destiny through existence. Clearly, his arrival in the MCU will make it possible to deal with very interesting themes, and deciding to present it and explore its history in the next Fantastic Four film allows us to stay in the same directive line of the comics, since Galactus is very much linked to these heroes there precisely. What can be interesting, why not, is precisely to use it to bring this concept of a dying universe so that the next one is reborn, a theme that Secret Wars can use after the destruction of the entire multiverse, bringing the creation of a new one, which would be a small soft reboot for the MCU, leading us to discover new things through a new saga. In any case, the destruction of the multiverse and then its rebirth, it seems to be at the heart of Secret Wars. Who knows, again, Galactus could be a vestige of an old universe, even multiverse. Better, the MCU could decide to make Galactus not a planet devourer, but a universe devourer, placing him as a threat to the multiverse, in addition to presenting him as a unique being. In short, the arrival of Galactus in the MCU is an opportunity to bring beautiful things, and since it is now official, it is then just a matter of time, and that's beautiful. So what do you think of Galactus, the Devourer of Worlds? Is the arrival of the character in the MCU something you find interesting? Tell me everything in the comment space. Thank you all for staying until the end. It makes me very happy. I will continue our exploration of comics with a new character presentation, which I hope you enjoyed. And don't forget to tell me what what is the next character would you like to see in the channel? I'm counting on you to explode the like button. It helps me a lot and encourages me to make you lots of beautiful videos. According to legend, you can get cosmic power by clicking on the like button. And of course, if it's your first time on the channel, or if it's still not done, subscribe, a little click to be part of the KraziGeek family.